3 years ago, I had absolutely nothing, and now I make 6 figures a year, and I'm going to share with you my journey on how I made that possible. My name's Ed, and I'm going to share with you my journey over the last 3 to 4 years of how I genuinely went from being in debt to making 6 figures a year and living my dream life. I'm going to go through the process, show you everything that happened, and kind of break it down for you. For a bit of context, I'm 21 years old. I turned 22 in a couple weeks, so for the sake of this video, let's just say I'm 22. So how does a 22-year-old go from being broke to making multiple 6 figures in 3 years? When I was 16, I was completely lost in my life. I did not know what I wanted to do. I wasn't really going to school. I wasn't revising for any of my exams. I didn't really care about what college I went to or what I did. I didn't really have any jobs that I wanted to work either. This is then when I discovered social media and TikTok. After posting consistently on TikTok for around 2 years, I gained a following of over 1 million followers. Although obviously this was very fun and this was also kind of cool because not many people managed to reach 1 million followers, it didn't actually come with a lot of money. Then in 2020, when obviously everything in the world that happened, I ended up not being able to do it as often as I wanted to. I kind of fell out of love with making videos and I kind of just stopped posting. I also wasn't really making an income. Although I had 1 million followers, I would maybe make 2 to 3 grand a month, absolute maximum. I had a few big brand deals here and there where I got paid 15, 20 grand, but I never was making a consistent income. After everything started getting better in the world and you could actually do more things, I then decided that I was going to leave my hometown and I was going to move out. So I actually took a loan and I moved out, putting myself in minus 5k debt. I was 18 at the time. I moved to a city that was 5 hours away from my hometown, and I just thought I'd start a completely new life. After a few months of genuinely living off of hot dogs and bread, I somehow managed to survive and came across day trading. I was still doing social media at the time, which was my income, but I wasn't enjoying it and I actually wanted to do something else, and I also wanted to make more money. Unfortunately, TikTok doesn't pay the best. Obviously, if I had 1 million subscribers, I would have been completely fine, as YouTube pays a lot more. But TikTok, I needed to find a way to make some money. One of my friends from school actually was day trading and he was making a decent amount of money. He was making a few grand a month, and I kind of asked him if he could teach me what he knew. He agreed and taught me the basics, not too much, just the kind of standard stuff to get me into trading. After a month or two of learning the basics, I started to teach myself by going on YouTube and kind of just learning myself through whatever means were possible. At this time, I still had no money. I was in my overdraft, I had loans to pay back, I borrowed money from people, and I genuinely did not know what I was going to do with my life. I'll even pop a video up here. I was literally selling what I owned to try and feed myself for the week. Boys, I'm not joking you when I say this, I'm at a car boot sale, right? I bought some clothes, I've made £43.50. We're surviving for another few days. Are you proud of me, boys? I woke up at 5 in the morning for this, and I've been here for 3 hours, and I've made 40 quid. There is nothing wrong with having a normal job. I just felt that wasn't destined for me. And I wanted to do something where I didn't feel like there was a cap. I didn't want a roof over my head telling me that that was my potential. I wanted to be able to literally reach for the stars. I wanted an uncapped salary. Now for 6 months straight, I literally put my head down and 8 to 12 hours a day went into learning how to trade. After borrowing more money and taking out more loans and going into more debt, I eventually started to get better. 6 months in, we're looking at owing about £15,000, but at least I was getting somewhere with trading. I'd gone from losing thousands of pounds every single month to actually kind of breaking even. And if you don't know trading too well, in 6 months, that's actually very impressive. Another 3 to 6 months go by and I start taking these funded challenge accounts. You can buy a challenge account off a company. Let's say they give you $100,000 of fake money. You then trade with that fake money, and if you can prove to them that you can make profits on those accounts, then they let you trade with a lot of capital, which then enables you to make more profits. For example, I managed to get funded with $300,000 12 months into me trading. I know it sounds crazy, and unfortunately it didn't go too well because I lost that account 30 days later. I didn't even end up getting a payout from that, so I actually ended up losing $1,500. Now, I knew this wasn't a get-rich-quick scheme, and I knew that this required patience and a lot of hard work, but I was dedicated and ready to do that. Finally, after 12 months, I was slowly winning trades consistently. Although it was only a few hundred here and there, I was actually profiting on my trades. And after a few weeks, they turned into a few months, and about 18 months in, I had 2 to 3 months of consistent profits behind me. This is when stuff really started to take off. I carried on working really hard at trading, and I carried on adding to my account and just trading and learning non-stop. The 18 to 24 month period is where everything took off and I started making enough money to support myself. Now don't get me wrong, this whole experience was super scary. I'd gone from being in debt to finally, it taken me 18 months, but 18 months later, I was finally actually making income. Everything could have gone wrong and I could have not made it, you know, I could have never been successful at trading. I could have just lost all that money and been in a large amount of debt. But that pressure, I think, actually pushed me towards being successful, because if I never had that pressure on my back to pay everybody all this money back and, you know, to pay the banks the money back as well, I don't think I would have made it, because that pressure, I didn't have a choice. I literally wouldn't be able to sleep at night because I'd be telling myself how badly I need to be able to make it as a trader. And if I don't make it as a trader, my life is genuinely ruined. Okay, maybe it's not ruined, but I definitely would not be in a good place. As I had a few months of profitability under my belt, I then started to make content on trading. I wanted to share my experience. As you know, I used to be a content creator, so I finally found my passion for creating content again. I started a TikTok called Ed Full Margin, obviously that's my YouTube name, and I was posting on there consistently, sharing my journey and teaching people how to trade as well. Because when I first started to learn how to trade, there wasn't really any good trading mentors. I didn't find anybody that was actually legit on the internet that was teaching you how to trade, and I actually also liked their content. So I thought, I'm going to fill the void and I'm going to be that person. Now, unfortunately, the day of this recording, my account got banned, as you can see. Hopefully I get my account back, but I guess we'll have to wait and see. Now, I must admit, I've not been posting super consistently, as obviously I've been focusing on the actual trading side rather than the content side. But now that I've taken my account from 0 to 200K in 2 years, I think I'm a bit more comfortable now to be able to spend some time making content. The reason I'm so grateful for being able to actually do this as a living is because there's no looking over my shoulder and having to, you know, call in sick if I can't be bothered to go to work, or having to be somewhere at a certain time. I'm now working on my terms whenever I want to. Of course, there's an element of risk to it, and I guess that's probably why I enjoy it, because I do live life pretty fast. I'm pretty spontaneous, my life's kind of all over the place, but that's just me and that's what I enjoy. By no means am I trying to sell anybody a dream. I am genuinely just giving my honest experience of how I found trading. It's taken me 3 to 4 years to be able to make very good money from trading, but now I've learned a skill that is going to be with me for the rest of my life. Now, unless all currency suddenly just disappears, I think I'm going to be good for the next however long I want to trade for. Now, let me give you a few quick tips if you are going to get into trading. First one is patience. No matter whether you've been trading for 1 week or 1 year, you should not be forcing trades and you should not be over trading. You should just be patient, trust what you're learning, and do not rush the process. The second one is risk management. Of course, do not risk what you are not willing to lose, and also make sure you're risking effectively. Don't be risking 50% of your balance on one single trade. And thirdly, do not expect overnight success. You are not going to place one trade, wake up and retire. That's not how trading works. Think of trading like a marathon, right? I'm learning a skill and I'm training every single day so I can become 1% better every single day. I'm not trying to walk into a ring and deliver that knockout. What I'm doing is I'm doing a light jog every single day at a consistent pace, and I'm making my way through the race. So I guess that concludes my journey, how I went from a small, skinny 16-year-old boy that was a TikToker to taking out large sums of debt to be able to fund my life and take a massive risk, which very fortunately paid out. But this is the great thing, I can now document my journey, and as you can see, it doesn't matter whether you're watching this video after I've posted it for 1 week or whether I posted it for 1 year, you can look at this channel and you can follow the journey, and hopefully I start trading with 1 million very, very soon. If you want to join my free community where I teach people how to do this for free, then the link is in the description, or you can just follow me and message me on Instagram. Thank you for watching, that's my journey. Don't really know what else to say, so I guess I'm just gonna see you in the next video.